Alright, YouTube. Earlier, Drudge reported through Heat Street here that Assange has canceled his balcony announcement that was being planned for Tuesday. We then have a cryptic tweet by Roger Stone saying, oh, on Wednesday, Hillary's done. He might know something as to what's going on now. Does Assange canceling a balcony announcement relate in any way necessarily to the Clinton leaks that are forthcoming? No, absolutely not. It has nothing to do with it. He's held balcony announcements before. He speaks to the press, small crowd of people from the balcony of the Ecuadorian embassy in the UK. And in no prior event that I know of have one of these announcements had anything to do with any specific leak. Instead, it has to do, essentially, I think the last time he called for Chelsea Manning, Edward Snowden, and himself to be granted full and unconditional clemency, said, oh, well, the governments of the world are trying to crack down on freedom, they're trying to crack down on journalistic integrity, the media is complicit with them, and so on forth. So, him canceling this announcement saying, oh, well, there's security concerns here at the embassy, I'd be concerned too. Remember, it wasn't even a month ago that somebody tried to scale the side of the embassy to get at Assange, probably an assassin. That would be my best guess. I can't imagine anybody else would be willing to try to scale the side of a heavily guarded embassy in the middle of London. What were they trying to do? Burglarize? Yeah, okay, they were going to steal some vases and a piece of art. I don't think so. I think it was a hit job. And I think he knows full well probably who was responsible for that hit job, and that's why he's concerned about security. But most of what he does is online. It's through WikiLeaks, the website, it's through Twitter and so forth. It doesn't involve him having to speak to the media. All he has to do is tweet a link. That's probably what he'll do in regards to the election. That's what WikiLeaks tends to do with leaks. It has nothing to do with Julian Assange comes out like a king, addressing his subjects, standing above them on a third floor balcony, and starts talking about how wonderful the new leak is. He hasn't done that before. He's probably not going to do it in the future. These speeches that he gives are really about policy as he envisions reforming the way in which government operates, more transparency, more oversight perhaps, and certainly applauds himself and applauds other whistleblowers for the work that they do, trying to uncover the dirt, to muckrake after what the government's doing. It is funny, I will say this, it is funny that a bunch of hackers have to be the new muckrakers because the actual mainstream media no longer does that. They're bought and paid for. We see like what the New York Times did. Oh, here's, 20-year-old tax returns. Well, where are the emails? Where's all the other government dirt you could be digging for? Something that's actually substantial. They won't do it. It's because they get a lot of money from these political figures and from others associated with political figures. They do a little bit of a roundabout there with their money. Some foreign state doesn't want, bad news about them reported on too much. They donate to a politician, the politician turns around and hands something to the media through a middleman. Everybody's happy. Everybody gets what they want. That's the way that things work in D.C. It's the way that things work in New York. It's the way things work everywhere in the Western world. It works that way in the Eastern world. It works that way literally everywhere in the world. So this doesn't mean that the Clinton leaks are being delayed. It doesn't mean it's not happening. It doesn't mean, oh, he has jack shit and he's covering his ass. I have a feeling that he wouldn't have announced that he had additional material in the first place unless he actually had it. I think that it's a legitimate security concern, though, to stand out there in the open when maybe 2 blocks away there's a sniper who's been hired by somebody whose last name rhymes with Binton, waiting for you to make that announcement. It makes more sense to try to keep your foes on their toes by making sure they don't know exactly what the schedule is going to be. It makes it harder for them to assassinate you, which is what public figures do on a fairly regular basis. So, no, I don't think that this has anything to do with, the Clinton leaks are off. Drudge can infer that. Heat Street can infer that. But really, the balcony is not generally where he discloses leaks. It's on Twitter that he does that. The balcony is where he makes speeches about whistleblowing in general. So I would be cautious about reading too much into this other than, he decided he's going to delay his announcement to the world on whatever the hell topic it was going to be. And when we look at the Roger Stone tweet regarding Hillary on Wednesday, maybe he's spoken with James O'Keefe. Maybe he knows the material that he has and it's being released on Wednesday. Maybe he's in touch with Assange and he knows that there'll be a Clinton leak teaser on Wednesday. Maybe it could be anything else under the sun. Maybe Trump did some digging and they've got something on Clinton they're going to release Wednesday. But Roger Stone, while he tends to exaggerate a little bit, he tends to get a little bit hyper. We saw him sparring with Alex Jones, of course. Sparring with Cenk there from the Young Turks in partnership with Alex Jones. There's no reason to believe that he would give a specific date and say, oh, well, Hillary's goose is cooked on Wednesday unless something was going to happen that day. Might be mundane. Might be an exaggeration. But something's going to be released then, I think. Whether it's WikiLeaks, O'Keefe, somebody else, the Trump campaign as a total, it doesn't really matter. Maybe they're reacting to Trump's tax returns being leaked. And there's so much dirt on Hillary. She's so obviously horrendously corrupt, it shouldn't be difficult to find this material. The media could find it easily if they were actually willing to do some muckraking. That they're more interested in conducting complete yellow journalism than actually finding something substantial about either candidate, honestly. Look at what Salon or Jezebel talk about Trump. They just attempt to use character assassination. There's no actual substance there. It's just hyperbole over and over, page after page. That's about all. Peace out.